So, I like at the beginning of an event like this to just go over what you can expect, what's going to happen this morning. And so we're going to spend a little bit of time filling you in on some information about the World Academy. You're going to hear about our model of leadership for change, a little bit about our purpose, our history, and our vision. We're going to talk a little bit about how it all works, how we do what we do. And we're going to show you the impact that we've had so far in the years that we've been actively working. We're going to spend some time with a panel, you can see some for a panel up here, who are going to share with you their experience of participating with the World Academy for the Future of Women. And then we're going to have some time for questions and answers. So please be listening for whatever kinds of questions you might have. Now at the end, we're going to ask you to participate as well. And so we're going to ask you at the end of our presentation to let us know, at the end of the presentation, what you've seen about how you might like to participate with us and the work that we do in accelerating and advancing women's leadership worldwide. So we're going to talk about various options of how people participate with us in the World Academy. Sometimes people are facilitators, and we'll talk about what that is, mentors, be a university host site, and you'll learn a little bit more about what that is, be a donor, and of course there's lots of other ways to participate and contribute. So we do have a Google form, and we're going to do it at the end. You're going to scan a QR code if you're able to do that. Fill out a Google form for us about how you'd like to participate with us ongoingly. So you're welcome to take a picture of this now or open it on your phone now. If you're going to have to leave early, yes, this is where we say, take out your phone.
And silence your phone too.
Yes, and do please silence your phone. Turn off the rings and dings. Okay. And you'll see this again a couple more times, so we will show this to you again later. All right, great. Yeah, moving on. All right, so first I'd like to introduce you to Jerry Uberly. So Jerry Uberly is the founder of the World Academy for the Future of Women. She's the CEO of our nonprofit organization, Global Interactions. Jerry founded Global Interactions in 1985 with a really big commitment to have people interact globally, have people explore and create programs, projects, and possibilities. And listening to Jerry really can tell you everything that you need to know about her passion for the world and women. Jerry, please.
Thank you, Karen. I want to thank each of you for choosing to be here today. We're here for you. We're here to talk about us, but we're truly here for you and how we can partner with you so you can achieve the outcomes you want in your organizations and in your countries and in your communities, because we haven't gotten there yet. I was in Beijing in 1995 and absolutely blown away by what I didn't know about what was happening in the world. And then in the year 2000, the conversations from Beijing became the UN Millennium Goals, and I was delighted. And then 15 years later, not one country had met one goal. And then I heard, I think yesterday, that maybe it'll take 135 years for us to achieve. I'm not going to be around that long. So I want you to know there's some urgency for me in your being here. And we're here to support you in what you're doing, and thank you for what you've chosen to do for women. So, leadership for not change, but leadership for a change. For heaven's sakes, we need to change. The world works because of the current leadership. The world is working because of all the leadership trainings that have been done, all the degrees in leadership. Everything that is happening in the world is being done by leaders, our leaders. The current leaders' actions have shaped the world we live in. And look what's happening in the world. There's wars, there's corruption, there's climate change, there's hunger, there's poverty, and there's the UN SDGs. And it's my personal belief that anybody who's trained as a leader should have included in their leadership the UN SDGs. That is the foundation for change in humanity in the world. And if we're not training our leaders to know it, and I'm from Arizona, and honestly, I'm surprised at the people who say, what are the SDGs? So we need some promotion about what we're here to achieve and the urgency that it gets achieved. It is as important. Now we talk about the World Academy for the Future of Women, but I want you to know that there is a Men's Academy for the Future of Women that was demanded by men on the campus to be part of changing women's future. So we're inclusive for sure. So there are some distinctions around the World Academy for the Future of Women that are different from other leadership programs. I want to go back to the other side real quickly. And let me tell you, hunger, 70% of the food produced on the planet never gets to the table. We are not lacking resources. We're not even lacking money. We're lacking leaders. And don't wait for the money to come before you take the step forward to get the job done. The job does not get done because of money, it gets done because of commitment. Let's be committed to the humanity on our planet. Now, okay. So we created the World Academy for University Women because I thought that this is the first time that women and men are free from decisions made by their parents. When we started, I would say, why are you majoring in accounting? My father said to major in accounting. Well, your father's not going to school. You're going to school. What's for you? And so university men and women for the first time are detached enough from their parents that they're free, we believe, to make choices on their own. Choices for who they want to be in the world, who they want to show up in the world, and what they want to change. A leader without something to change has nothing to lead. You've got to see a problem. If you can't see a problem, go home and join somebody else's organization. If you don't have a problem to solve, and we actually call them, they're issues out there, not problems. If you call it a problem, it's really heavy. If you call it an issue, it's kind of a challenge. Oh, there's challenges out there. So we created it at a university level, and you can be in the academy at no cost. You know, they send athletes through universities because they can play basketball. We should be paying for people who want to be leaders to attend universities at no cost. They should be the scholarship winners. They also get no credit. So our curriculum is delivered by volunteers who come and stay 5 weeks on a campus. And if you're connected with the campus, do not leave here without knowing that we want to come. So they don't get credit. Leadership is not about getting credit. It's about making a difference. And it's okay to have credit, but we don't give credit. The universities don't give credit. And it's for students who want to be leaders. And when they come into the academy, they have to say they're committed to and give their word to being a leader. And at the time that they're not coming to class, they're not participating in the assignments that are given, they must withdraw from the academy. Leadership never looked less than what you thought it was going to be. It's always more. And so be committed to a future you don't know because you're committed to it. So our curriculum is not to put information in. It's not come and said take notes and we do want you to take notes. But it's not to put information in. It's to pull information out. What are you passionate about? What do you see as your future? What contribution do you want your life to be? Thank you. And can you hold a microphone so people can hear you? So it's pulling information out, always. What do you want? And we have a kind of a mantra in the academy when people say, well, I don't think that's possible. And then we say, if it were possible, what would you do? If it were possible, how would you do that? And my experience in doing that is that the people who told me it wasn't possible, if I say, if it were possible, they give me an answer. So I think it's not possible as maybe it's not convenient. So the leadership is a leadership program for contribution. It's not for position, it's not for the popular vote, and it's not for a job. It's for the future of humanity. So 8 months is what a person chosen for the Academy is committed to do. You're going to hear from people who've been in the Academy more than 8 months. In China, we've been in China, Bangladesh, Nepal, India, Mexico, help me out here.
Kenya.
Yeah, and we want to be, wherever you're from, we want to be there next. So this is truly an invitation to be engaged. You can remain in the academy as long as you're in college, as long as you're preparing yourself and you're having the outcome we expect. And then there's an alumni in action once you're out of the academy, and you'll hear from them today. I want to thank you again. We're here for you. Don't leave without taking a piece of us with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jerry. All right, so now I'd like to introduce you to Sebastian Nauer. Sebastian joins us from Germany, and he's an automotive research professional with cross-cultural leadership experience. He's also somebody facilitated for the World Academy in China and in Mexico, and he's heading to Kenya to facilitate there for 5 weeks in May. So take it away, please, Sebastian.
Thank you very much, Karen. Yeah, the World Academy for the Future of Women is truly committed to advancing the leadership of women worldwide. We have a track record of equipping undergraduate students with the skills, the tools, and the mindset required to make positive change for themselves, for their communities, and the world. When we say the world, we really mean it. The World Academy for the Future of Women is a global organization. As Jerry mentioned, it started in China, branched out in other countries, and we're still on the go. And why do we have this opportunity to branch out? It is because the World Academy for the Future of Women has consultative status here with the United Nations, and that allows us to be represented here at the CSW and meet people like yourselves, who are our change agents for this growth that we are seeing. Our affiliation with the United Nations is also evident by our focus on the Sustainable Development Goals. Obviously, what we are doing is directly impacting the achievement of UN SDG number 5, gender equality. But that's not all. All our member students either create or join a project that identifies an issue, as Jerry said, that is related to one of the SDGs in their community. So in essence, our program, next slide please, is not only about our student members discovering themselves, it is also instilling them with a sense of responsibility for others. Now, how does the World Academy for the Future of Women actually work? It is a bold and daring leadership program. It consists of 8 training modules. Each module revolves around one topic of leadership. For example, this could be communication skills for conflict resolution, time management, self-management, marketing, public speaking. And each module lasts 1 month. In turn, this means a strong commitment that we expect from the student members, and Jerry talked about it. Because in essence, it means students have to deliver 8 to 10 additional hours each week on top of their regular academic studies. That's not easy. So the commitment is strong that is required. And really, what distinguishes the World Academy is that it's action-based. We don't talk, we don't just discuss. It's not about theory, it's not about being able to talk about issues, it's about solving them. So, how does this exactly work? Next slide please. Jerry mentioned the word facilitators. So a facilitator comes to one of these sites around the world for 4 to 5 weeks and delivers one of these modules. We go there on our own expense, we pay for our own air travel, and we donate these 4 or 5 weeks of our time to the academy. Now, who are the facilitators? They are a diverse set of people with various ages, various nationalities, various professions. But what they all have in common is an unwavering commitment to women's leadership, and also a proven achievement in leadership, true leadership experience. So you may think, do you want to be a facilitator? And I understand the allure. As a world traveler, I first facilitated in China in 2021. And it was such a rewarding experience that actually I've decided to take 3 years of my regular role as a senior executive with the Volkswagen Group to be on a sabbatical and to devote my time entirely to the World Academy for the Future of Women and to facilitate in as many countries as possible. And we want you to join. So tell us if you are there for us to be a facilitator.
And if it were possible.
The question is how to make it possible.
Yeah.
However, we understand you may not be able to go away for 4 weeks because you have job commitments, family commitments, we understand that. But you have another chance to contribute your leadership experience. You can become a mentor and team up with one of our academy students for 1 or 2 hours a week and discuss the issues they're facing in leadership and contribute your own experience with them. So that's another way to contribute. So think about that and talk to us if you want to be a mentor. And then there is another important set of partners that we're dealing with, and that's the universities. So we provide a service, we offer a product for these partner universities. So we have the curriculum. So if you're a facilitator, you get a set of PowerPoint slides, so very user-friendly. You deliver that curriculum. And of course, the academy sends the facilitators to the sites and also helps with recruiting and identifying the members. Now, on the other hand, what do we require from the university? Obviously, they need to provide the space for the sessions. They also need to provide room and board for the academy facilitators and transportation from the airport in the country to the site. And they also need to demonstrate that they're able to schedule the program in such a way that it really allows our members to fulfill these fierce requirements. But again, as Jerry said, maybe you are representing a university in this room, or you know people in your country who would be intrigued to have us. Talk to us. We would be happy to make the World Academy for the Future of Women a reality in your country, okay? All right, so it's all about outcomes. Jerry mentioned that, I mentioned that. Look at the stats, how impressive they are. And I think the most impressive statistic is the number of projects addressing the UN SDGs have been executed across these various countries. And we're going to hear more about that. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Karen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Valerie. All right, next I'd like you to meet Zoe Song. Zoe's an educator, a trainer. She's a big believer in experiential education. And she's also an alum of the World Academy for the Future of Women in China. Take it away, please, Zoe.
Thank you, Karen. The World Academy develops action leadership. All the members in the World Academy either join or create a project team focused on the UN SDGs, bringing positive change to their universities and the local communities. They can, through the World Academy, they can discover the social issues they are passionate about and apply their leadership skills to build teams, create volunteers, resolve conflicts, organize events, and raise funds. This is our project in Nepal, No More Child Bride. The founder of this project, Rita, was promised by her parents to marry a 40-year-old man when she was just 14. She escaped from her village and joined the World Academy. Later, she returned to her village and started this project to prevent more child marriages. It is worth mentioning that when she returned to her village to conduct a drama about the child marriage, her 12-year-old sister, who had already been arranged to be married, left the village with her. So we can see the action from one woman can influence the fate of another, and even millions of women. Next. This is a project team from China. In Henan province, there is a village with over 3,000 people who have contracted HIV. And our World Academy members, along with the volunteers, entered the village to provide educational courses for the HIV orphans. They also promoted HIV prevention knowledge on their university campus to raise the awareness of health and well-being. Next. This is our project team from India, dedicated to supporting the education for orphans. Next. This is also another project team from India focused on addressing the hunger issues in India. Next. This is our project from Kenya. They are committed to tackling the period poverty. So from all these slides, you can see our members from different countries created various projects based on the issues from their own communities. These projects are about health, well-being, hunger, poverty, education, and women. But most importantly, it's all about humanity.
Thank you. Okay. So next we'd like you to hear firsthand about the experience of participating in the World Academy. You'll hear from some of our board members, you'll hear from some facilitators, you'll hear a little bit about being a mentor, and you'll hear from some of our alums. So let me start by introducing you to Martha Burke. So Martha is the former chair of the National Council of Women's Organizations. And among the 5 jobs she currently holds, she's the money editor for Ms. Magazine, and she hosts a weekly podcast called Equal Time with Martha Burke. We're lucky to have her on our board of directors. Take it away, Martha.
Thank you, and don't be scared about that podcast. It's only 3 minutes, and you'd be surprised what you can learn. I am a member of the board, proudly so, of the World Academy, and I just want to tell you briefly why I am a member, and then I will call on each of our other members to do the same. Mainly, the reason I'm there is I believe in the empowerment of women. I believe that young women and men will lead the way, and I think it is possible to achieve worldwide equality in our lifetime. And now I would like to introduce the other members of the board. Sebastian Nauer will tell us why he's on the board.
Thank you, Martha. So I'm on the board as Director of Site Selection and Management. So if you are a university or have contacts with university, I'm the go-to guy. And I'm on the board because I was deeply touched by Secretary General Guterres' statement last year at the Summit for the Future, where he acknowledged the failures of his generation, which is also mine, how, let's say, we screwed up this world. And so I have hope in the new generation, and I know that the World Academy for the Future of Women enables this generation to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce Miriam Wittgenstein, who is heading our mentor program, and we're very proud of that program. It's an integral part of what we do.
Thank you, Martha. I am indeed responsible for our mentorship program, so if you're interested in becoming a mentor, I'm your go-to person. The reason that I joined the board is that I come from a corporate background, and I really believe that getting women to a point of financial independence enables women to make better choices, not only for themselves, but also for their communities and on a global level. And in the half decade that I've been with the World Academy, I've really seen that the education we provide is an enabler for the women to take this big step.
Our next member is
Miriam,
slightly younger than some of us. Anam Nashra is a graduate of the World Academy for the Future of Women, and she's a very active young woman in changing the world for other women.
Thanks, everyone. So I'm a part of the board because I know firsthand what impact the World Academy for the Future of Women has on the lives of many women, including myself. You'll hear a little more about it later, so I'm going to keep that for the rest. But Martha, I'm going to give it back to you.
You will not be surprised that the most prominent person, leader, mentor, muse on our board is Jerry Uberly.
I'm on the board because I believe in world peace. And how can we have world peace if we can't get our families to work? So world peace and motherhood starts if we, as mothers, if we train our daughters to have equality and insist on that, we get that.
Thank you very much, Martha, and board members. Now we're going to hear from some of our facilitators. So I'm going to introduce you first to Sylvia Rodriguez, who joins us today from Sacramento. Then we're going to hear from Shireen Brahim, sitting over here, joining us from Phoenix. And then we're going to hear from Sophia Xavier, who joins us from Portugal by way of Thailand. Global citizens, all.
Global citizen, indeed. First and foremost, I want to thank my friends who I met yesterday, who are here today and are giving me lots of hugs. Second, I want to start my small acknowledgement presentation by acknowledging the land that we are standing on, which is the homeland of the Lenape, which are the original native indigenous people from New York. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge that land. Now to why I am here. My mind, my spirit is conflicted. Because we all heard Beijing, there has been progress. And I am standing here because on top of the shoulders of many, many, many women, and I acknowledge that progress. At the same time, I don't have 150 years, and I believe that we need to accelerate that progress. So I joined the World Academy because its mission aligns with mine, and that it's action-oriented. I went to Kenya last year. Now think of this number. 67% of those that are graduating with a bachelor's degree are unemployed and will be unemployed upon graduating. And in 1 month, I couldn't believe the progress of what Jerry explained. We don't put stuff in their brains, stuff them with knowledge, we pull it out. So imagine in 1 month, using the strategic plan principles, each of the almost 100 students were able to develop, visualize the world they want to live, the leaders they want to be. And then we use that strategic plan principles to create a personal leadership plan. Not only that, all of them got out of their shelter and became public speakers and very proud in presenting their personal leadership plan. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and this is what I'm going to be by this day, right? That was in a span of 1 month. I am inspired by what we do. And I want to end this by a call of action. There's 150 of us doing this work. Join us. Make a commitment today. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. I am Shireen, and as a proud facilitator for the World Academy for the Future of Women, I'm going to take you on a very short little journey this morning. And what initially called me to be a facilitator is we're not training, we're guiding, and we're inspiring. And I am so passionate about inspiring others to be their best self that when I was first introduced to these beautiful, beautiful women at the Academy in Mexico last year at this time, I introduced myself and I said, inside each and every one of you is power. Power. Power to lead, power to inspire, power to guide others to be their best self. And I know at first they just heard the words as words. But as time went on through my 5 weeks, one day I said, inside each and every one of you is, and they all stood up at the same time. And they said, power. Oh my gosh. In that moment, they literally stepped into their best self. They stepped into what it is to be a leader. But I'll tell you what was truly power was over the 5 weeks watching them understand and accept and believe that they have power inside of them. They have the ability to go out into the world and inspire others to be better. That's what a leader is. That's what a leader is. So, please join us in opening doors for others to go out into the world and ensure that every woman has a choice and a voice and belongs everywhere decisions are made. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sophia, and I have the opportunity of being a facilitator in India and Mexico. And I want to start this sharing by saying the word synchronicity, right? And I think I came across the project through a series of synchronicities. And perhaps that's you today, here, because you heard about the event, because you happened to be around, because something called you to be here. And so I remember I was in my apartment in Thailand eating my pad thai, and I had this idea to reach out to a friend in China where I lived for 7 years. And I reached out to her and I said, how are you doing? How's everything going? And she said, oh, you know what? I have this opportunity in India, but I cannot make it, and I'm really struggling to find someone, you know, to do that for me. And then I said, oh, that sounds interesting. And so that's how I came across the Academy. And then I had the opportunity to have a call with Jerry. And basically this happened about a week before the program was about to start, right? So it was a bit short time.
If it were possible.
You stole my line. So guess what she told me right on the call? If it were possible, how would you do it, right? And so I started looking for flights, for visa, for, you know, preparing everything last minute to make it happen. And guess what? I made it happen. We made it happen, right? And that was the start of this magical, transformative process of being a facilitator at the Academy. And I remember thinking, who am I to be a facilitator? You know, I'm young, I was young, I was probably the youngest facilitator in the Academy. And I thought, who am I, right? And I see some young faces here today, and maybe you are thinking, do I really have the skills? Do I really have what it takes to be a facilitator? And my answer for that is yes, you do. Because who you are is what you're going to bring to these people. And I really believe in this power of synchronicity, of connecting with the right people at the right time. And so I remember thinking that my age was something that would be a weakness. And then I realized that many of the members would come to me and say, you know, you inspire me so much because all of a sudden I see myself in you. I see that I can make it possible too. If you are making it at this age, I can be a leader too, right? And there's another project that I started with the students, both in India and Mexico. And that one was about having them interview women in their communities and in their families. So they got to interview their grandmothers, their mothers, women that they knew. And that was beautiful because for many of these women, they are breaking barriers, generational barriers. They are, you know, overcoming generational trauma. They are healing patterns that have been going on for generations, right? And they, for the first time, had this beautiful opportunity to really get to know their mothers, get to know their, you know, the women in their lives. And that was transformative. And that's a little bit of my experience at the Academy. It's been magical, it's been powerful, and it's always a beautiful experience to connect with 100 women in each location and create change and transformation with these groups, because we co-create that transformation. Right? So maybe that's you, right? Maybe that's the synchronicity that you needed today. And you know, if you are thinking, maybe I could be a facilitator, you know, just do it. If it were possible, how would you do it, right? So, thank you.
Wow. All right. Thank you to our facilitators. Good. So next we want to tell you something about our mentor program. And here to do that is Ruth Ann Wood, who comes to us from Philadelphia, and also Miriam Vickersheim. Vickersheim.
Very good.
Right? How many tries did that take? Maybe 3 or 4. Vickersheim. To talk to you about our mentorship program. So, starting with Ruth.
Hi, I'm Ruth Ann Wood. I opened up an email one day in 2018 around September, and it was right after I had gone to the public library and 2 books had jumped out. They were audiobooks. One from the founder of Miss Magazine, which was kind of synchronistic, Gloria Steinem, and the other was from a woman that created shows every week, the Carol Burnett Show. And I was listening to biographies, and I'm like, in a job that's doing 8 hours a day doing massage therapy in a windowless room in a corporation, and thinking, okay, you know, someday I'd like to be a leader, someday I'd like to facilitate. And then I opened up an email from someone very integral in the World Academy that lives near Jerry, and it said, I belong to the World Academy for the Future of Women, and we're looking for facilitators. So I did my experience, 3 or 4 weeks after I got that email, I was in China. It was a total quantum leap into another world. And as I'm sitting here listening to the facilitators, I'm thinking, what does the coaching do after the facilitators? Well, we take these amazing young women that have had all this experience being leaders in action, and then they go out into the world where people don't have the same kind of hope conversations that were possible, and they need a sounding board each week as they decide what they're going to do at the end of their university career, or go on to their master's degree, or start entering the workplace, or really want to tune into their heart and ask, if it were possible, how can I apply everything that I learned through the World Academy? So as a mentor, I get to sit comfortably in my office or room, or go on a vacation and check in with my mentee and be there 100% for them. And can you hold the microphone for a second? Yeah. So every time a obstacle came along for my very high achieving student that won 2 out of 3 international language conversation translation contests, and she was overwhelmed, or she didn't want to apply to her top college because she didn't think she was good enough, I kept on doing someone walking like on the ground, and I had her symbol flying above all the noise. And I feel like we fly above the noise of what's not possible, and just have our eyesight on what's possible through the World Academy. So if you have a nudge in your heart to continue to nurture the seeds after they leave their university and they're out in the world, it might be possible.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Roseanne, for sharing. I have what you would call a high-powered job, but I also know I have that job because at any given point in my life, I had mentors. And now sometimes those would call themselves mentors, sometimes those would call themselves coaches, and sometimes they would call themselves auntie, right? And I just would bet that the same is true for all of us here today. And this is why I'm really passionate about our mentorship program. And I understand, even though it is possible, it can be more difficult for some than for others to make 5 weeks time to travel to another continent and teach. Even though it is possible, it may be difficult for some of us to donate money or to represent a university to host another one of our sites. But every one of us has the opportunity to use 60 minutes per week and invest those 60 minutes per week into one of these students. And I would like to explain a little bit how that works. We are currently more than 180 mentors, 180, from 41 countries. We cover most of the world. We have mentors, and I'm especially excited from so many mentors who step forward from the developing country and the global south, but also from the developed countries. So really, all over the place, we have mentors from all continents. And what we are doing is we are supporting these mentors with monthly mentor calls. We have 2 at the moment due to the time zones, where we give an opportunity via Zoom to talk to each other, to exchange ideas, to exchange confidential of course, what a mentee said, how do we reply to these things, where we give some training about even things like high and low context communication. If you have a German, like me, from a low context communication, talk to somebody from Mexico with a high context communication, that is already a very interesting mix. So we explain this, so we don't leave our mentors alone. And what we asked of our mentors is that you dedicate 60 minutes per week to speak on a video platform, and that can be Skype or WhatsApp or Line or WeChat or whatever you're comfortable in using to speak for those 60 minutes. The topics vary. Sometimes we talk about when the student goes home for holidays, why do I have to help mom in the kitchen but my brother doesn't? And to have these kind of conversations, maybe for the first time in their family setting. Sometimes the conversations are about, we had a conflict in university, how do I manage this conflict? How do I solve this conflict in an adult way that actually moves us forward? Sometimes these conversations are about my passion, my purpose. How do I make the world a better place? How can I implement the United Nations Sustainability Goals, which are part of all their projects during their time at the World Academy? So these are just some of the topics, and what I especially like about it is that all of you are coming from a country where the student is not based. All of you are opening a window from global to local. All of you are able to offer a viewpoint that her immediate surrounding, family members, friends, and schoolmates are not able to offer because they're all from the same cultural circle. And you just, because you're not from the same circle, you have a different point of view. It opens the mind to a degree that is beautiful, and it really creates a global point of view, and leaders need a global point of view. So if you wonder, do I have what it takes? Then I would like to encourage you to ask yourselves this question. Would 19-year-old you have benefited from speaking to today you for 60 minutes a day? A week. A day is also possible. A week. If that speaks to you, please find me. I am today looking for 50 more mentors for our Kenya Academy. So if you're interested to become a mentor for one of our Kenya members, please find me after the event.
And you will get to see that QR code at the end, get you to our Google form, and there's a little button you can click that says, I want to be a mentor, and you can click, I want to be a facilitator, and you can click all of the above. All right, good. So next on our panel, we want to introduce you and let you hear from some of our alums. So here with us today, we have Anam Nashra, you met her a little bit earlier, from Bangladesh, Enya Gai, who's joined us here from China, and Emma Kiao, I don't even know how to say your name, Emma. Cohen. Emma Cohen, who's come to us from California today and did the World Academy in China. All right, so let's start with Anam. Come on up, Anam.
Thank you, everyone. As I promised I would be back, I am. So I just want to start by saying, if somebody told me 7 years ago that I would be standing here today, I would think you're lying to me. And I would laugh a lot. But I joined the World Academy when I was 16 years old. I'm currently a university senior and I'm almost through my degree. I'm pursuing a degree in business analytics and I live in Wilmington, Delaware. So my journey till this point, did not start with certainty. It started with lots of doubts, lots of questions, just like I'm sure every 16-year-old has. I was very confused about what I wanted to do. I was very confused about where I belonged, what kind of change I wanted to see in the world. And the World Academy happened to me then. And the World Academy did not just answer those questions for me, but it taught me to ask bigger questions. It taught me that I was capable of more than I could actually imagine at that point, because all I imagined at that point was everything I had ever known, everything that was taught to me. And I moved away from home. I moved 15,000 miles away from home when I was 19 to come to the States for my undergrad. And it wasn't a very easy decision, but thankfully I had the World Academy when I was 16. So when the opportunity came to me, which it did by one of the facilitators I met at the academy, by the way, that's how the scholarship found me. So when the opportunity came to me, I said yes, and it was terrifying at first, but I learned in a space at the World Academy that when opportunities find you, even though you're scared, you cannot let your fears let you say no to any opportunity that might bring out your entire potential. So I moved away from home and everything, and then I joined back at the World Academy. We stopped for a little while when I was in Bangladesh. COVID happened and everything happened, and then now I'm here today. So at this point, every minor or major milestone in my life seems to trace back to that one decision of joining the World Academy. Seems to trace back to taking that one chance on growth, on leadership, and myself, and saying yes to an opportunity when I saw it. My academic and professional skills, everything was cultivated in a space where women were allowed to and encouraged to challenge norms and step forward as peacemakers and change makers. So all I want to end this by saying is that I am here today because of the many women who believed in me, because of the many women who opened doors for me when I thought it wouldn't be possible. So if we really want an inclusive community where leadership is inclusive to women, young women especially, we must be the ones to open those doors for them. We must be the ones who help them break those barriers. We must be the ones who help them get there. And only because when you empower one woman, you don't empower just her, you don't change just her life. You change her community, you change her family. And if you don't believe that, you should see how happy my mom is today. You change the generations that come after her. So So to everybody in this room today, I would like to ask you guys, what doors would you like to open today? Thank you. And that's Anya.
Thank you. Hi. Can you guess how many years I've had this uniform?
2.
Okay. Okay, the answer is 16 years. And it still fits, you know? And, okay, this is my World Academy for the Future of Women uniform. Yeah, I'm Enya. I'm so feel privileged to stand here to be an alumni of World Academy for the Future of Women. And in the founding year, you know, I joined it in the year 2009, and I got a uniform. Yeah. I was born in a very poor and small family in Henan province in China, and you know, I was a very little shy girl when I was growing up. I never dared to dream that one day I could go to abroad, let alone to study abroad or studying here at the UN. Well, I do not even dare to dream of it, even for my next life. But World Academy changed all my life, okay, the whole life, changed everything. Yeah, in the World Academy, the facilitators, a lot of them, Jerry, they taught me that about gender equality and SDGs and Millennium Goals, and they taught me that the leadership is not only for the CEOs. It could be very mild. It's about communication, and I could be a mild leader. Wow, that inspired me a lot. Okay, I really have deep grateful to all the facilitators because they shaped World Academy for the Future of Women and my life. The motto I have is nothing changes if nothing changes, and dare to dream. You are a possibility. Yes, and these mottos driven me to work in top-level companies after graduation, saving money and pursue my further dream of studying abroad. Yes, I gained my master's degree in TESOL from UCL, that is University London. Oh, University College of London. Yeah, but my journey was not easy because I got pregnant and gave birth to my baby, and all the studies was happened during the pandemic, COVID-19. I faced all the challenges, but thanks to World Academy, it taught me how to make work-life balance. So, finally, I get through of this, and I graduate in the graduation ceremony last year in London, together with my baby. Yes, on the stage, we brought the most attention of the whole graduation ceremony. With my baby, with her milk bottle. Okay, and now I'm a very happy mother, and I'm a teacher in China, and I'm so grateful to World Academy. Yeah, I really want to say thanks. And look, this is a note. This is a note from 16 years ago in World Academy for the Future of Women. Together with this passport to the future leadership. Yes, this is from World Academy for the Future of Women. I kept this for 16 years, and I'm wearing the uniform. It still fits! Even after I give birth to my baby. I'm so proud of that.
Okay, I really want to say thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, World Academy for the Future of Women. And thank you all for listening.
Good morning, everyone. Speaking of possibility, you stare at a couple of us. Take your time to scan us. It is a great honor to be here today, too, as a one-year alumni of the World Academy for the Future of Women. I was not going to mention my age because, I was very happy when I was at UN to get my ground pass, and the security guard comes to me and says, if you're under age of 17, you need to come to this line. I was like, yay, scored it. Well, but now since Anya mentioned about the 16 years, and I think somebody ranked this by the order of age. So do the math 101. I'll give you from now until I'm gonna finish my sharing for you to finish the question, and I will come back with that. So I am here to share my journey today. I have to say that it is absolutely an exciting and a very life-changing turning point of my life, and it was a transformative experience that shaped my leadership and my vision and my commitment to empower women. What the Academy has taught me, so it empowered me with a growth mindset. It taught me to embrace challenge when there is one in life. Instead of saying, oh no, why is this happening again? I learned to react as, things are getting interesting. I got an opportunity to practice how to handle a new challenge. Yippee! And it also taught me about gender equality. Even among the first year when we were back in 2009, which is 2019. Back in 2009, I've seen among those members of the Academy, there are so many girls that went through the experience of discrimination between boys and girls in their family. I'm the lucky one because my parents treat us equally. And a lot of people use 3 stages to summarize a girl's life. Before you grow up, you listen to your dads, including your mom. Everybody listen to your dads. And when you grow up, you marry a husband, and you make sure you give birth to a boy, and you listen to your husband. And after your son grows up, listen to your son. That's it. End of it. No more. It was touching my heart to see all those girls stood up and they go chase their dream. And they used their voice and made a choice. How precious is that? Right? And it also equipped me with the ability to take care of my physical and mental and spiritual health. I clearly remember, instead of feeling like, oh, it must be awkward to talk about breast health, period, all those topics. I remember we have a facilitator, her name is Gail, and she is a nurse practitioner from Florida. She taught us before you get out of bed and take your time, how to actually scientifically check your breast health, and also to empower your body and your mind with positive affirmation. Even nowadays, every day it happens in my family among 3 generations. My mom, me, and my daughter. My mom has been uplifting her friends in her community. And my daughter, who became a natural leader at the age of 6. Sometimes she's bossing around me, so I think it's okay. It takes a little effort, and she's working on that as well. And I hope by now you already finished the Math 101 and find out how old I am. And to circle back the 150 years to achieve the SDG goal, my opinion is it takes 150 years if that's the current status. I probably get 60 years, I hope, and you got another 40, you got 30. We all do it together. We'll get more people involved. The 150 years become 100. We get more people involved, it become 80. The more, maybe if everybody in this whole earth is getting involved, we can achieve that day 3, right? It's all about commitment and responsibility and action. I am here today because I become a donor. You see some are alums, they become facilitators. Some alum, they become mentors. I have become a donor since I graduated from my graduate school, and I get my family involved. I'm here to find more ways to support
a facilitator, a mentor, and more and beyond. And what are you here for today? And we're so happy to see you coming today, and we want to see you in our post-event gathering on Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. We want to build personal connection with you. We want to share more story, and we want to hear your story as well. We can't wait to see you on Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, alums. All right, I'd like you to meet Layden Yuan. And Layden is also an alum, and she's going to speak very briefly, and then we're going to play a video for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Layden Yuan. My Chinese name is Yuan Pei. And when I was 17 years old, it's my first time to heard the word United Nations. And now I flew oceans away to be United States, and it's my first time to be United Nations. So today I'm so excited to stand here and share our World Academy alumnus testimonial videos with you. And they're from 4 different countries. They're from Mexico, Kenya, China, and India, and also a man from Men's Academy. And over the past 10 years or 15 years, maybe, we had over 3,000 alums in the world. They may not live in California now. They may live in India. They may live in China now. They all have the possibility to be who they are. World Academy is a program to inspire us to be who I am and who I want to be in the future. So today, let's take a moment to hear directly from the World Academy alums, and their stories will showcase the real impact of World Academy on our members' life. Please.
How's everyone feeling in the room?
Hello, my name is Sandra, and I am a 2024 alumni from the World Academy in Mexico. I think the World Academy has helped me in a lot of ways, but it has most importantly shaped me into a better leader. I used to think that leaders had to be someone that was very loud, or someone that was the center of attention, a president or a boss, or someone that's extremely important. But I think the World Academy made me realize how there are as many types of leaders as there are people in the world, and how it is important to know that you can be a gentle leader and you can be someone that's not too loud and still be heard by your people if you're a good leader who knows how to be in a team and how to organize it. And one of the biggest knowledges that I think will forever stay with me from the World Academy is in the oath, and is nothing changes if nothing changes. I think that is such a powerful way of seeing life and also being the factor for change in the world.
Hello there, my name is Emma Victoria Mangarandicho, and I'm currently in Kenya. I'm a member of the World Academy for the Future of Women, which I joined in August of 2024. I'm currently in my module 4 on live speak right now, and so far so good, because in just a short span of 4 months I have been able to grow personally, psychologically, and even emotional. And one of the greatest lessons that I've learned from the World Academy and the experiences that I've come to even see with most of our facilitators and even Jerry is that being a leader does not actually mean that you have to be on top, but actually be the one to lift others up and bring the light to other people. So one of the things that I've even realized is that I'm able to even be able to bring my friends on board and bring most of the people on board, including those people in the World Academy, being that I also play a role there. And I'm also happy because I have learned to take gratitude in the little things that come my way, and there's no small growth, because growth is growth, and that is one of the things that I've seen. In terms of goals and all the things we want to achieve, World Academy is showing us the sky is not the limit but just a milestone, and that everything can be achievable because I am a possibility and we are all possibilities.
Hi, I'm Mina and currently still from Korea, China. I joined World Academy in 2019 and graduated from it almost 3 years. I got many things from World Academy. They are like the gifts I never received in the past 24 years, the best gifts. Why I said that, such as I get confidence, brave, and love, feel love and how you share it. That's many things and brilliant skills I learned from World Academy. But actually, World Academy will not give you these things, these very beautiful things directly. It just open the door for you to get by yourself. So that means in World Academy, the more proactive you are, the more you get. Without any consideration, World Academy changed my whole life. I think the most important thing is about the mindset. In World Academy, we learn from the facilitators about the fixed mindset and growth mindset and the way of thinking of problems or difficulties. When you face the same problem, if you take different attitude, maybe you will get totally different outcome. So I think the most important is the way I think of the problems changed me a lot. Now I can live my own life. Now the others like my own life, the one I like. And because in World Academy we know we have voice and we have choice.
Hello everyone, myself Minha Davia. I am from India and a member of World Academy for the Future of Women. The World Academy for the Future of Women is a leadership program focused on advancing gender equality and empowering women leaders. I joined the Academy in the year 2025. I joined the Academy because I wanted to develop leadership skills and make a difference in my community. The Academy helped me realize my potential as a leader. I gained confidence in speaking, and this Academy made me more courageous than I was ever before. It also taught me the value of listening and collaboration. The support and mentorship I received from the facilitator Diana members is incredible. I am deeply grateful for the World Academy for the Future of Women for equipping me with the tools and encouraging me to be a change maker. I am also very thankful to Jerry ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kevin. I joined the Men's Academy for the Future of Women back in 2016 when I first started college, and I'm now an alumnus of the Academy. And currently, I work as a senior translator and interpreter for a gaming company based in Hangzhou, China. Joining the Academy was one of the best decisions I've ever made. The Academy opened my eyes to a range of pressing global issues, including gender equality, climate change, and social justice. It taught me that individual efforts matter a lot in tackling these issues. It also helped me become more compassionate and empathetic, qualities that are essential in today's world. The Academy didn't just shape my perspective, it also helped me discover the best version of myself.
Good to have a backup plan, right?
Good job.
All right, great. So thank you, Layden, and thank you to all the members. Layden was the one who reached out to the members, the alums, and invited them to produce a 1-minute video. 1 minute. Tell us in 1 minute what you got out of the World Academy for the Future. That's an achievement, so thank you, Layden. It's really well done. Right now I'd like to introduce you to Natalie. Natalie McGee is our Director of Fundraising and Donor Management, and she's going to speak a little bit about the other opportunity to participate with us.
I hope you're inspired up to this point, because I know that I am. Yes. You can clap for that. You can clap for that, because we are doing impactful work. We're doing change work here at the World Academy for the Future of Women. I am the newest board member to the World Academy for the Future of Women. And I am the director. Thank you for that hand clap. Yes, thank you. I am the director of fundraising and donor management. I don't want that to scare you today, because I'm not here to necessarily say, give me your money. But I will encourage you to go to our website, WAFW.org, and to look around our website, become a little bit more inspired, read about us a little bit more. There is a donate button on the website if you're so inclined. But beyond that, you've heard there's some things that we keep saying to you in the room today. If it were possible, how would you? So my question is, if you could collaborate, if you could partner with us, who in your network do you know that would want to support us with their expertise, with their network? Because that is how we're going to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Not one of us individualistically, but us collaboratively, linking arms in partnership. I want your network. I want you. Bring us your time, your expertise, your thoughts of partnership. So if you know of a corporation or a company that would be so moved, we would love to come out and engage via Zoom, in person, wherever they are, we can be there. So that is my call to you today as a Director of Fundraising and Donor Management. Help us connect and collaborate with you. Partner with me to further the impact that you've seen today for the World Academy for the Future of Women. Because the future is royally now. It's not tomorrow. Thank you for being in the room. Thank you. Yes, it's still me.
All right, so we want to finish up today before we get to questions and answers, which we will get to, by sharing with you two aspects of the World Academy. One is the curriculum of the World Academy, and the fundamental principles of the World Academy are built around 10 operating principles. I'm going to ask Natalie just to read them out loud, because I'm always inspired when I read these out loud, and you're welcome to follow along on the screen up here. Natalie.
You have a choice, and you have a voice, and you have a choice. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Thank you, join me. You have all the time in the world. Reasons do not equal results. Points of view, blind spots. Can I pause and explain that? Sure. Choose something bigger than yourself. Think about how you think. Live life fully expressed. You are a possibility. Be inspired, be grateful, be generous.
Well done, everyone. All right. The other thing that the World Academy curriculum, program, and principles are based on is something that we call the Oath, the World Academy Oath. This is something that the women in the program recite at the beginning of every session. And it's not something to recite, it's something to live your life from. So the women who graduate from our program live their lives from this series of declarations. And I'm going to ask Martha to come up, and she's going to lead this oath with all of you. Oh yes, and taking a brochure. So you all have a brochure, yes? Everyone has a brochure, good. So inside the brochure, there's a paper insert, and on the front of that is the directions to our post-event gathering that we'll talk about. But on the back of it is the oath. Thank you, Sophia. So turn to the back of that paper, and so you can have the oath in front of you there. You can take that away with you. That's our gift to you today, the oath. And we'll show it up here as well, so you can follow along up here as well. So Martha's going to lead you in a call and answer format. So pay attention to the instructions, yes? Martha's going to read a line, and then you're going to read it after her. So call and answer format. This is one of the ways that we declare the oath in the Academy.
Okay, this isn't school, so you don't have to be perfect, We're just going to have a few words, and we're not going to take up a collection at the end. So don't be afraid. Just repeat after me. I am committed to the advancement and acceleration of women's leadership worldwide.
I am committed to the advancement and acceleration of women's leadership worldwide.
I am inspired through the discovery of my passion, my purpose, and my path to success.
I am inspired through the discovery of my passion, my purpose, and my path to success.
I am courageous and act with honesty and integrity. I go beyond my personal and geographic boundaries.
I go beyond my personal and geographic boundaries.
I am generous with my time and resources.
I am generous with my time and resources.
I honor and respect the rights and dignity of all women.
I honor and respect the rights and dignity of all people.
People, I forgot that. Men are people too. I forgot that. But I've been married to a couple, so you know. I widen my vision for what is possible and strengthen my capacity to lead.
I widen my vision for what is possible and strengthen my capacity to lead.
I live a meaningful and fully expressed life.
I live a meaningful and fully expressed life.
As a global citizen, I take responsibility for my actions and live my life in harmony with the planet.
As a global citizen, I take responsibility for my actions and live my life in harmony with the planet.
I make this oath freely and I give my word to keep it.
I make this oath freely and I give my word to keep it.
See, that didn't hurt a bit.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, that's worth applause. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right, good. So we are going to move on to some questions and answers. And while we're addressing questions and answers, I invite you to scan our QR code and take a few moments while you're listening to the questions and answers and let us know how to get in touch with you. Let us know if you see yourself in any of these roles, or there's another option on the Google form where you can simply let us know anything that you see that you could contribute as a possibility for the work that we're doing, and anything that you see that we could be doing to contribute to what it is that you're doing. So make sure you take advantage of the other button in our call to action. Got that?
So stand up if you have a question.
Oh, we've got a lot of people left.
Yeah, just before we take questions, I just want to say, we have a microphone somewhere that we can give to people, yes? The microphone's not working? All right.
It's not working. You want me to run?
Yeah, they can come up here. Yeah, sure. So just before we get into questions and answers, I want to let you know that we are doing a meetup Thursday night at 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock in St. Paul's German Lutheran Church. The address is there. It's also a meetup on Whova, so you can find our meetup on Whova as well. So if you don't get your questions answered today in the time that we have left, or if you really want to engage individually with anybody that you heard from today, or you just want to come and explore collaborating with us, do please come to our post-gathering. And by the way, if there's someone that you wasn't here that you think should have been here, or you would love to share this with, they're also welcome. Bring your friends to our post-event gathering. It's a much bigger room than this.
And we got souvenirs. From China.
Oh, all right. It's a party. Yes, all right, good. So, questions?
Yes. Introduce yourself.
Please come.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Mpoli. I am originally from Cameroon, but I've lived in this country for almost 22 years. So I'm part of an association called International Business and Professional Women, BPW. That's why I'm here. And I created a BPW club in Cameroon. So what I'm doing in Cameroon is focusing on girls' leadership. I actually created an academy in Cameroon for young girls from as soon as they enter middle school, from middle school all the way up. So I broke them in two groups, one group for middle schoolers and one group from high schoolers to all the way to college. And we've been working for about 5 years. So I'm very, very much interested with the program that you're offering, because everything I heard today is what we're trying to do. It's still at the lower level because we don't have many, we have about 20 girls, but there's always a place to start, because we actually have 2 girls now who got scholarship to study. One is in Canada and one is in Geneva. So we really want, and in Africa, the problem is girls are growing up with the cultural barriers, so they don't think that they can do some things. We're trying to open their minds to possibilities. What is your dream? What do you want to be? You can be everything that you want to be. We have some role models in Cameroon in politics, business, who come once a month to talk to the girls so at least they can relate to someone and follow their dreams. So I'm very interested in partnering with this organization. I would love to be a mentor because I love doing that. And yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much and good morning to everyone. I am Nobubele Folsak from South Africa in the Eastern Cape Province. We are a delegation of 3 in this room. We are excited to be part of this session. It is so exciting and informative. I think for me, it's for the first time I hear about the World Academy for the Future of Women. So it has been very great to listen to you. I think as South Africa, we are raising our hand to say we would like to partner with you so that you can assist us to develop women, both young and old, to become strong leaders who have information and have knowledge and skills. So we would like to interact more with you so that one day we can see you in South Africa working with us. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ariel Lublin. I run the Center for Leadership and Dialogue. I'm a mediation trainer and professor, conflict resolution professional. And I'm interested in learning more about being a facilitator. And so I'd like to know a little bit more about the curriculum. Could you tell me a little bit more about the history and the development of the curriculum and the content? Thank you.
Jerry, do you want to take that?
Yeah.
Let Jerry take that.
The curriculum is based. The curriculum is based on the oath and operating principles. If you read the operating principles and you read the curriculum and you read the oath, that is the curriculum, and it's broken down into 8 different 4-week modules, and every week has an actionable outcome. So they're not getting it put in, they're getting it pulled out and do it. So it becomes a natural, it's a habitual way of being. An Academy member said one time when I was speaking, she came running up and said, "Before you start to speak, I want to say the oath." Okay, so she said the oath, and when she finished, she said, "This is not the oath I say every day. This is how I live my life." And that's what we want out of the Academy. Yeah, come be a facilitator. When can you go?
So
You have a training.
Just to follow on that, we have a 2.5-day, what we call a preparation weekend. We consider that the people we invite to be facilitators are already trained. We just need to prepare them. So we have a 2.5-day preparation weekend that we do before you're certified as a facilitator. And in that preparation weekend, we go into a lot of detail about the curriculum and the different modules and so on. So.
The facilitators often say they get more than they've given in the Academy. And they come back time and time again. Some have been facilitators in almost every one of our sites. Some have gone back to the sites a second time. Yeah, it's addictive.
Once a year, wherever we are, once a year. We have some people next. Do you want to, kind of lining up?
Thank you very much, facilitator. Good day. My name is Violetu. And my name is Matana. I am from South Africa. I am part of a delegation that is led by the MEC for Social Development in a province called the Eastern Cape in South Africa, Honorable Bukiwe Fanta. She is part of the session and she is observing there from the back. Let me take this opportunity, our facilitator, to really appreciate the work that has been showcased here. And I do want to concur with the previous speaker from the country to say that we are raising our hand and we would want to be part of this particular initiative. But I just have a question, facilitator, around the program being rolled in institutions of higher learning. Is that the only sector that you are targeting for this particular program? I'm raising this because if part of the work that is done is to really capacitate young people to be responsive in terms of implementation of SDGs, surely they're not the only sector that can be change makers in this regard. Students, majority of the time, are strata in transit, that within the transitional phase, they will leave universities and they will go to be part of communities. When I'm coming from a country, for instance, that is confronted with actually high level of poverty, such that young people, not all of them have got the opportunity to actually access institutions of higher learning. I may have been privileged to do that, but where I'm coming from, number of young people are unable to really access this institutions of higher learning so that they can be capacitated with the necessary knowledge to make a difference in their communities. Have you ever considered having to roll out this particular program at a community level where you are actually capacitating and be comprehensive in your approach of reaching out to young people who might not necessarily be in institutions so that they can be change makers in their respective communities? Secondly, I think in your follow-up session will be part, because we have an interest in learning even more about the men's academy. Thank you very much.
We do the program in the university, as I said earlier, because it's the first opportunity many students, many young people have to have a voice of their own. Their parents tell them what they should do, and it's not that the parents are dictatorial. Parents want them to be safe. Parents want their children to be safe. We're preparing them to be safe, as well as leaders. And we don't care where they lead. You know, most of the women who come from the academy come from villages. Most of the women who come from not all, thank you. Not all come from villages, but one of the first things we do in the academy, well, one of the 100 first things we do in the academy is get the mothers involved. We have the mothers come to campus and we honor the mothers for doing what they did to have their the young women be in college and extending their education. And I don't care if they leave the academy and become a farmer, they sure as heck need to know the World Academy, the UN Sustainable Goals and how to take care of our planet. You just can't go plant things, you gotta realize we have a fragile climate and a fragile climate, so no.
Can you speak on how the projects reach out to the younger generations?
Yes, and thank you, Ben. So the projects often go into reaching those younger students in high school or in the community. And one of the things that we've done habitually in China is bring village children into a university campus that they can't even think university. And then they're actually on a campus for Children's Day each year. I don't think I answered all that. Would you please come on Thursday night so I can finish?
I think the other thing I would say about that is, when our program is in a university in every country in the world, then we can think about expanding out from universities to other ages, other groups, other communities. But right now we're working really hard just to be in universities, at sites, and deliver our program where we're focused. And one day we'd love to expand, but not today.
So my name is Gloria. So yesterday in the evening, Anne invited me. And once she mentioned that it's about mentorship, I was excited. Because that's what I've been doing since 2012. It's school projects, school-based, in and out of school projects for boys and girls. But at the basic level from age 10 to 18. But with this now, I think that we have to move on. So I'm excited. In fact, I have filled the form. I'm going to be a facilitator, a mentor, and because that's what I've been doing all of my life. I'm actually from Ghana and have been here around. And my school project in and out of school is with Crossroads International and with Oxfam Ghana and Oxfam Quebec. So thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to take one last question. I'm afraid two more. All right, two more, but short questions, yes, because we do need to clear the room and make room for the next group coming in. And other questions, please come to our post-event read-up, come to our meetup, and get your questions answered there. So there's the address, and there's a QR code. So if you haven't filled out our form yet, please, while we're finishing up with questions, fill out our form, take a picture of the address, find us at our meetup. Go ahead now, thank you.
I'm very inspired to be here. A colleague invited me and I saw the words leadership and I thought I should be here. Training, mentoring, and building a succession plan for younger people to join any organization and to become leaders is our #1 goal. I'm Shaila Rao Mistry. I am CEO, founder of STEM Institute. Started my company with a baby on the hip and a toddler in tow. So did it the hard way. I was not born fully as I am now. I did the journey. So I'm very interested in helping in every aspect, whichever aspect I can. I'm not sure exactly what the facilitator does or the mentor does, but I'm happy to train, teach, lead. I lead on women in power and leadership, and my message always is if we don't have enough women leaders at the top and we train young women to become leaders, young people of course, but young women and girls, we're not going to have the platform for future sustainability. And all of you who are here, you are potential future leaders, and all of us who are here who already sort of got there, but our voices are not being heard the way we would like them to, we're here. So let's collaborate, and I'm very happy to help. Do I need to, I filled out my card with my information, but do I need to fill out a form? And I'm very interested in programs in India. I am from India. I grew up in Europe, and I now live here.
Please come to our post-event to discuss facilitatorship, mentorship, sites. Please see us on Thursday.
If you're not able to connect to the Google form for all kinds of reasons, we do have Sophia there who can have you just like write your name and contact information on old school way. Remember, pass around a piece of paper and fill out your information. Remember that? So if you want to see Sophia, we are going to take the last question, but if you want to see Sophia on your way out because you couldn't fill out the form, please see Sophia at the back there. She's having her picture taken while we speak.
I'm curious, I got here late, so hopefully it wasn't answered yet, but I'm curious what the prerequisites are to be in your program.
For the students?
Yeah, for the students. And before that, can I just say, the young lady that had the baby and continued, and yeah, you know what? I just want to give you a hug. I'm just so proud of you. You know what? So many times as women, we think that once we have children, that our job is done and we can't push through those barriers. So I applaud you for your endeavors to still be a mom and still be somebody who is making a difference in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think all the gifts it was given by World Academy for Future of Women. Yeah. It made me feel confident, you know.
That's right.
Well, I didn't dare to dream before.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, really meaningful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Reasons don't equal results. I have a baby, I can't. Reasons don't equal results. You're a possibility for something bigger. Not bigger than your baby, but bigger.
Yes, that's right. Wow. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for coming and listening. Thank you.
See you Thursday.
Thank you very much. So prerequisites for the program, the women The women in the program are already in the university that's hosting us. They fill out an application form in which they say why they want to be a leader, what they want to lead, what are the issues that they see. We review the applications and they take an interview. One of the requirements is English skills. So part of the interview is the program is delivered in English. So part of the interview is to assess their English skills. We had a woman in China, a young woman who applied 3 times, and the 3rd time her English skills were at a standard where we thought she could be successful in the program. So if you want to be a leader, you have to be in a university program already, and then have to have good enough English skills to follow the program.
Thank you for coming, Andy.
To the program in English.
Where'd you need?
What's
that?
Where'd you need?
Yeah, my pleasure.
Where what? Sorry?
The